Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the brand new system X of Swords and how you can make the most of it for your roster with the least effort possible. This is a pretty early guide, so there may be some things that I'm missing. I apologize in advance, but I think I have the general idea, and I do have a very good early game strategy for you to employ for the X of Swords. And the best part about this idea and the strategy is that any player can employ it. Any whale, any brand new player can employ it. It's a very, very easy way to get some free stats early for your X of Swords, and then also to have a long-term goal and a long-term plan in mind. So we're going to talk about that idea and that guide and that strategy very soon, but first I wanted to give a very brief explanation of what the X of Swords is. Again, this is not going to be a comprehensive guide, but I want to give you sort of the general idea. So the general idea with the X of Swords is that you take Swords of the Unknown, which are right here, and then you enhance them using either regular runes or you use colored runes. The runes you can see there, the Rune of the Unknown is the uncolored rune, which has an equal chance for any color. And then alternatively, you can use specific runes that will give you a higher chance for a specific color. And then when you have the Rune of the Unknown completely upgraded with all 6 of the stones underneath the sword, you can see there's 6 stones, 4 of them are blue in the middle, and then there's 1 purple and 1 green. Once you have them all colored in, depending on which color is most dominant, the sword will transform into one of the 6 possible swords that you see up here. You have the Scarab Sword, you have the Warlock Sword, the Muramasa, the Psionic Sword, the Sky Sword, and Magic's Limbo Sword. And then they correspond to the 6 colors that you see there. You have Strength is orange, Intelligence is blue, Judgment is red, Psionic is purple, Stamina is green, and Dexterity is yellow. Okay, and those colors are very important. Those colors are basically the most important thing, because depending on how many colors you have in one sword, it's going to give you stats up to 6. It's going to give you those little pips. You can see I have 2 pips of orange, I have 6 pips of red, 2 pips of purple, and 2 pips of green. And all of those different stats, strength down to dexterity, they all do different things. And these apply roster-wide to all of your characters. So you want to make sure, and this is why it is important. So we can see here the stats. Strength, which is purple, which is orange, sorry, gives you physical attack. It increases your character's physical attack. Purple increases your character's energy attack. So you can view orange and purple as sort of like the 2 second best buffs, or they are the best buffs in my opinion if you only care about PvE content. Then we have Judgment, which decreases, a lot of people get confused here, but it decreases the additional pierce damage that you receive. So additional pierce damage that's incoming from enemies to your characters gets decreased by up to 12%. This is massive, and this is the best stat for PvP. In my opinion, this is the best stat. I think it ranks red and then purple and orange, but some people will put purple and orange above red. But these are basically the 3 best stats in the game: purple, red, and orange. And then we come to Intelligence, which reduces the energy damage that you take. Then we have green, which reduces the physical damage that you take. These are pretty good, but obviously not as good as increasing your damage, especially since they don't go as high as you can see here. 15% on the attacks and only 9% on the damage reductions. And then the last one is Dexterity, which is yellow, and this one increases your instinct attack. In my opinion, this is the least useful, unless you have all of the tier 4s. You have their artifacts at 6 stars, and you're really leveraging the artifacts. If you're a Giga Whale, this may be an important stat to you, but it's still not as important in my opinion as red, purple, and orange. But yeah, that's the essential. That's essentially what you need to understand about the X of Swords. There's more nuance to it. Like you can see, for example, the mastery up here. The mastery is based on the sum of all element levels. So it basically just takes the number of pips that I have here, and then it gives you a percentage. Okay, so since I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I get 12% attack. So in total, you'll be able to get, if you have a perfect set of cards, right, the element mastery is going to give you 36% all attack, and then you're going to be getting 15 from here, because the only way to get 36 is if you have 6, right? You have 6 perfect swords, 1 fully purple, 1 fully orange, 1 fully red, 1 fully blue, 1 fully green, 1 fully yellow. Okay, So the absolute max stats that you can have on this page here would be 36 all attack and then another 15 all attack. So you're looking at 51 all attack, which is massive, in addition to these other stats that I've pointed out, like Pierce decrease, instinct attack, and then basically all defense, up to 9% all defense. Now here's the thing, here's where it gets tricky. The swords also have stats on them, okay? I'm not going to be talking about that in this video because this is really where the min-maxing goes to die. This is really truly the most random RNG part of it. Well, not the most, but it's very complex, it's very RNG, and it's not the most important part. It's not even the second most important part, okay? So I know that the swords individually have stats. You can see here all of these stats you can see they change almost completely, okay? There's very little overlap or sort of like general themes of what stats the swords can roll. It's not like premium cards where they have a set the number of stats that you can roll, right? The number of options, if you take a look here, it's massive. You can see here each one has like 20 different options or 15 different options. Only a couple of them have about 5 options, which is what we're used to. So I'm not going to be diving into this. This is for a much later video when players have much higher amounts of swords. So what you need to know for now, you need to remember the element level. You need to choose 2 or 3 colors that you want to focus on. And then what you want to do is you want to figure out how to craft swords. Now, what I want to point out to you before I show you how to craft swords is that I don't have a sword that has 6. Okay, I don't have a sword that has 6 red dots, but I have 6 on my judgment. Why is that? You can see it highlights the 1 and it highlights the 3 because my first sword has 4. It's a +4, so it has 4 red. And my third sword has +2 red. What that means is they stack. Now, that is both a good thing and a bad thing. What it basically means is that it's very easy to get some stats quickly on your swords. So I actually really like this system because it is hard to master, but very easy to learn and very easy to get a first development in, right? Your foundational layer is very easy to produce, and then of course it becomes harder and harder to perfect a set. So whereas with comic cards it was very difficult to make a set and difficult to perfect, this is sort of half as bad or twice as good. You can look at it that way. So I think this is a really good sort of growth system. It's definitely way cheaper than cards when they were introduced, way cheaper than artifacts, and again, it increases stats for your entire roster. So here is what you're going to want to do, okay? You're going to want to collect through the Otherworld battle. You're going to want to collect these 2 items. You're going to want to collect Swords of the Unknown. And then I'm going to have to move my camera over here so you guys can take a look here. You're going to have to collect Swords of the Unknown, and then you're going to want to collect these Runes of the Unknown. Okay, you can see I have 502 Runes of the Unknown. I know it's really small, so I'll go over to the inventory, and I'll show you guys over here. You want to collect these. Rune of the Unknown, and then the Sword of the Unknown. Okay, if you can get some of these colored runes, that's great, but don't use them. Don't use them. Just focus on using the Rune of the Unknown with the Sword of the Unknown. How do you get those items? Well, you play Otherworld Battle. It's very straightforward. You play Otherworld Battle. If you check out the Battle Pass, you'll see there are daily rewards. You can see right next to me, I've already done all my dailies, but you can get 25 Rune of the Unknown daily. Then you also have weekly rewards that you can get with another 55 here. And then you also have seasonal rewards that reset, of course, every 2 months. And you can see here you have 200 there. You have 200 there. And so what some people are doing, you have actually like thousands of these Runes of the Unknown. What some people are doing is that they're just spamming attacks. They're spamming their play of Otherworld Battle because you can keep playing, right? Even though you have collected all the rewards, you can keep auto-playing by using... see, I can auto-play 190,000 times. And chances are, if I autoplay, not that many times, but if I autoplay like 1,000 times, I will hit most of those seasonal rewards. You can still get the rewards. You can still unlock the achievements by playing without rewards, without the daily rewards. So that's what some players are doing, and they're basically collecting all of their Battle Pass rewards early. That means that for the next 2 months, they're not really going to have much to craft because they burned all their crafting materials in a couple of days, but it's really up to you and what you want to do. Do you want to grind for it naturally, or do you want to sort of speed up the grind and get it all done sooner, right? And get your stats sooner. So that's really your own opinion. That's really up to you. I'm probably going to mix and do a little bit of both, but for now I haven't been grinding like crazy. So yeah, you go ahead and you collect those runes of the unknown and you collect swords of the unknown. Now we get to the point where we're ready to enchant. Okay, so I have 502 of those, and you can see there it's going to cost 7. It's going to cost 7, and it's going to cost 10,000 gold, and it's going to give me one random color. It's a 16.7% chance. It's an equal chance. If I used the rune associated with the color, it changes, as you can see here, and now I have a 25% chance. So it changes my odds. And there's actually an even heightened one. There's a radiant rune that bumps your odds to 35%. This 25 and 35 represents the bulk of the RNG in this growth system. But don't worry about the RNG. We're basically going to ignore it, okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to enchant your sword once. You're going to hope to see red, purple, or orange, because those, in my opinion, are the best stats. So I saw yellow. Okay, we're going to enchant again. Regardless of what color it is, we're going to enchant one more time. Okay, right now, we have really bad colors. So I'm going to enchant one more time. You know what? I'm not going to enchant one more time at this point, because what happens is the sword will transform into whatever sword, right? Blue, orange, yellow, has the most colors. And right now, my chances of rolling either yellow or blue are very high. Like transforming this into magic sword or transforming it into the scarab sword are very, very high. I don't think it's a scarab sword actually. Anyways, whatever the sword is called. And I don't want those swords. I don't want the yellow instinct attack, and I don't want the blue intelligence. So I'm actually going to stop. This is the strategy. You're going to basically enchant your sword, and you're not going to enchant it to completion until you see the colors you want. So red is amazing. I want to see more red. And again, it's a 1 in 6 chance. You're basically flipping a 6-sided coin. You can't flip a 6-sided coin. You're basically rolling a 6-sided dice 6 times. But you can see here, okay, red and purple is fine. If I keep getting a lot of purple, I'm happy. And you can see here, the cost goes up. I'm not worried about the gold. The gold doesn't matter. But as you can see, it went up from 7 to 9 on the rune of the unknown. So this is going to cost me 9. The next one's going to cost me like 11, I believe. 11, see? Okay, so we got red, purple, yellow, orange. No, yellow. I don't like this one. I personally don't like this one. So I'm going to stop again. And you're just going to repeat this process. You may get unlucky. Green is bad. Okay, let's keep going. You may get unlucky, but we'll do this a little bit faster. Okay, red is good. We'll do this a little bit faster so you can see. Green again. So again, chances are this sword is now going to turn green because it's rolled 2 out of 6 are green, and there's only 3 left. So I'm not going to continue this one. And the reason why you stop here is because you don't want to waste too many of your runes of the unknown. Right, the runes of the unknown are really the expensive material here, the material that is limited in farming potential. So you can see here, I made these swords. These swords are useless to me, right? This +2, I mean, this +3 judgment is useless to me as well because I already have 4 on 1, which means if I swap out the 2 for the 3, it's not going to bump my judgment up to 7. It's already at the max level. So you got to be really careful because it's very easy to overshoot the value for these swords and then end up basically just wasting the material. Okay, again, red and green. Red is fine, green is not really what I want to see. Green again. Okay, so we're getting extremely unlucky. We literally rolled 2 of the same sword back to back. Not what you want to see here, but we're gonna go ahead, red again. And again, there's a possibility that you get super lucky and you roll all one color. That is a possibility. That is sort of the nuts. See, this is garbage. Red, green, blue, garbage. There's only one good stat there. I don't like green. I don't like blue. I want to see purple, orange. Yeah, I'm getting insane amounts of green. Like, for example, if I got all green, I'm going to keep rolling. Okay? Actually, I'm going to keep rolling this one just because I want to see if I get another green. Okay, I got another green. So it's basically 100% guaranteed that I get green unless the next 2 are red. But now what I want to see is I just want to see a lot of green. This is the other part of the strategy. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Last one here. Oh my god, that's amazing. So why this is really good, despite the fact that I told you guys that green is not a preferred stat, the reason why this is really good is because now it's guaranteed to turn into Skybreaker, yes, but what's more important is that it's going to give me 5 on the element mastery. You can see it's a +5 to stamina. So now when I equip this sword, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to equip this sword here. I'm actually going to overwrite. Actually, I'm not going to overwrite. I'm going to equip it down here at the bottom. You can see here it goes up to 6. So this just bumped up my physical damage decrease. I think it was at 2 because this sword gives me 2. It also doesn't count, by the way. If the sword gives you less than 1, it does not count, right? And the sword can only give you pips. It can only give you points in the element level towards whatever color it is. Okay, so even though a sword may have, like, for example, a sword may have 2 colors of another color. I don't have an example here that I can show you guys. Yeah, for example, this one here. This one has 2 orange. It's not giving me 2 points for orange, right? This sword is giving me 2 points for orange because you can see underneath the name Scarab, it says strength +2. It only gives you the one element, the one stat, strength, intelligence, judgment, whatever, that it corresponds to. So this one corresponds to stamina, and it gives me +5 stamina. So that's actually amazing just for getting the most amount from the least number of swords, right? So as a suggestion, if you wanted to just make a very early set, what you could do is you could settle for 2 swords that are red that give you +3, 2 swords that are orange that give you +3 each, and then 2 swords that are purple and give you +3 each. Alternatively, you could use one that's +2 and one that's +4, like I did here with this +2 judgment and this +4 judgment. But essentially, that would be a very early game strategy where you don't have to get really lucky transforming your swords, but you can also, make the most out of the stats that you really, really need. So we're going to craft a few more here, and I'm basically just going to show you the strategy. So you basically go to 3, I would say, and then you take a look. So this one right now basically has an equal chance, and I don't see any dominant color, and I don't like that, so I'm just going to stop. This is kind of annoying. This is basically the annoying part. This is the first layer of RNG. Unfortunately, this is not the only layer of RNG, but this is something that you have to be patient with because otherwise you're just taking a huge gamble. Like you can see some of these swords that I made that are +2. It's just a bunch of garbage colors, right? Orange, purple, red, orange, yellow, blue, yellow, red, yellow, purple, just like nonsense, right? And the reason why you want a lot of the same color is because you cannot re-roll the colors. The colors cannot be re-rolled. If you take a look here, if I go here, right, and I want to re-roll this and I choose one of these swords to re-roll, I can lock, I can lock these stats. I can lock the stat. You can see this here. Fixed options will not be changed. Select an option to fix. But it does not change the colors. The colors do not change. And you can see there at the bottom in red, applied elements will not change, right? Right in the bottom there in red, applied elements. So it does not change the color. So I can't change that last red one to a green. This sword has basically already been forged. Now what that means is that's where it's very difficult to master. That means that if you want to get a perfect sword, you basically need to hit a 1 in 6 times. That's very, very, very unlikely. Now here, even if I get a second green, I'm just gonna stop because I don't want green anymore. I already have a 5 green. I don't want another one. See, this is garbage. You want to see in the first 3, you want to see 2 of the same color. So I kind of want to see 2 orange. Let's see what we get. We're gonna get a lot of blue. Okay, you know what? If we're gonna get like 5 blue, I'm fine with this. So I'm gonna keep rolling. Okay, 2 blue and a red. If this is not blue, 2 blue, 2 red. Okay, so yeah, at this point, because I already have red, I'm gonna stop. It's just not worth it for me to keep going for this one because chances are, even if it turns blue, the best that it can do now is +4 blue. That's not really very good for me. If it was a higher chance of being 4 blue or 5 blue, then I would take it. But yeah, not really that good. Purple, orange. I'm not really getting lucky with purple or orange. Green, yeah. Nope. And so you basically just do this until you get one good roll. And I'm really glad that green sword was made so you guys can see what it looks like. But it's basically just luck. It's basically just luck. Purple, green again. Is it going to be orange again? Red. Yeah. See, getting 3 of the same color basically just means you're screwed. Now, if you're getting really unlucky and you're running out of runes, you may want to sort of cut your losses and just craft one of the swords. Ideally, you don't do that, but as you can see here, you can go on a pretty bad streak of luck And then in that case, it's pretty frustrating if you don't have any cards equipped, if you don't have any swords equipped, excuse me, to just burn all of your resources. So we got double yellow. That's really good. We're going to keep going here. Okay, red. We're going to keep going just because I want to see yellow. I don't want to see orange at this point. Okay, we got orange. That's really unfortunate. So the problem with seeing orange there is first of all, I already have an orange sword equipped, the scarab here, and I actually wanted yellow, right? I actually want some other stats. So I was hoping to see like a +3 or a +4 yellow. I actually will finish this one off even though it costs 15 runes just because I'm hoping to see yellow. A +3 yellow is not amazing, but it's not garbage either. Yeah, so this sword's garbage. Now this sword unfortunately has a 50-50 chance of being either orange or yellow. This sword is useless to me. I have no incentive whatsoever to craft it because I don't need another orange and I don't particularly want a +2 yellow. I'm aiming for +3 minimum. So we got blue and yellow. Okay, let's go again. Let's see if we get yellow again. Red. That's garbage. So yeah, unfortunately, you can get pretty unlucky. If you want to be even more safe, but also more, you know, sort of conservative, you could stop re-rolling after 2 if you don't see the colors that you want. I stop re-rolling after 3. But yeah, if I see 3 different colors, I stop because at that point, it's just not worth it. Right, you want to see, yeah, and if I see a second green here, I'm going to stop as well. Yeah, see, this one I'm not even going to keep going, just because the chances of it rolling a bunch of greens and then me having 2 5-star greens, like, it's just useless. So we're actually going to run out of runes here. We have a yellow, and then we have a yellow. Okay, so this sword is looking really good so far. Unfortunately, I don't have enough runes, and I'm not going to sit here giga farming them. So this is actually a really good sword. I'm gonna leave that one for now, and I'm gonna come back to it later. And that's why the system is good as well, right? You can sort of start crafting something and work on it over time, and then it can become something massively good for you. And none of these swords take up space in my inventory. Okay, so before you guys start panicking, these swords do not take up space. I know it, maybe they do take up space. Okay, I said that they did. Maybe they do. Maybe no. It looks like they do. It looks like they do take up space. Swords 21. Oh shit, they do take up space. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of frustrating. But yeah, that's hey, it is what it is. So that's the guide. That's the early guide to the X of Swords. Hopefully that helps you guys out. And yeah, my ranking once again for colors, if I had to, would be red in first place, and then second place would be purple and orange, and then third place would be blue and actually third place would be yellow. And then last place would be blue and green. I think the instinct attack is probably worth a little bit more for me than it is the damage decrease, the energy and physical damage decrease. But that one's kind of a coin flip. I guess you could say like tier 1 is red, tier 2 is purple and orange, and then tier 3 is red, green, or sorry, it was blue, green, and yellow. Maybe putting them into tiers makes more sense than ranking them 1 to 6. So yeah. Happy sword forging. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, got something out of it. If you have any more tips for the X of Swords growth system, hit me up down below. Hit us up down below in the comments. Let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.